what kinds of relationships are you seeing out there?
Well, I live in the suburbs of Los Angeles where it's very family oriented. And I think that there are, a lot of great moms, but a lot of moms who go overboard and are constantly thinking about the kids, constantly. And I have one woman in the community who recently split with her husband, and I asked her straight out about that. And I'm like, because she's always at the school, she's always volunteering, all of those things are really important. But she goes above and beyond and is up till 3 o'clock in the morning sewing things and finishing touches on projects. And I tend to wonder, what is she doing, at 3 in the morning that she's not, or what isn't she doing at 3 in the morning?
Did you ever get around to asking your husband that question?
I didn't ask her husband, but she told me that, being so passionate about the kids and always putting 100% all of her efforts into the kids really, created a struggle in her marriage. I mean, on the other hand, she said that there was something missing in her marriage, that was where she went for validation. So, I mean, it's a catch-22 there, but I see that a lot. And I've even lived it at times, where I think sometimes moms can get so self-important that it's like the kids can't live without me. They can't function without me. And I have to do this, and I have to be perfect. And this other mom has to see me as being, just as wonderful as she is. And, the marriage or the relationship suffers.
For me, it was really difficult becoming a mom, and I was working full time at the time. And I'll tell you, it took a toll. My marriage lasted 10 years. I've been divorced for a year now. My daughter's 11. And the balance went all the way to the one side where everything was about my daughter. And it was making sure she was okay, that she was well taken care of, that everything that I did was perfectly all right, which we know there's no such thing. And I didn't pay attention to what was happening with my partner, my spouse, and he didn't speak up. So you had the two things. You had the one thing on the one side where I became so obsessed with being the perfect mom, whatever that meant for me at the time, forgetting that there was somebody that was also relying on me. And then he didn't speak up either to say, I'm here.
And did he at all speak up to assist you then? Was he as involved as you were in trying to make sure that you had not only the perfect kid, but, being the perfect mother?
He tried to take a lot of the quote-unquote responsibility that he thought I was taking upon myself. And he did a good job, I'll be honest with you. But then all of a sudden you had an enabler enabling me with my obsession, and he still put himself second. And after a while, you do end up looking at each other like total strangers. And by the time you realize the landslide is so deep that sometimes, that one moment that you start with can lead to a host of other issues in the marriage. I would recommend to both men and women that if they can, change their habits, start now, because you don't want to end up where I ended up, which is a divorce that could have been avoided had we started to work on things, say, 5 years ago.